here from Vivekananda Institute of Management Studies. We are doing an MBA here and we are going to interview a HR in GTN Enterprises Tirupur.
We are at GTN Enterprises Limited and let us see the GTN Enterprises HR practices.
My name is Ganesh Chavan, working in the GTN Textiles Limited from last 10 years.
Mr. Ganesh Shaman, who is the HR at GTN Enterprises Limited, is going to say about the HR processing in GTN Enterprises Limited.
Basically, for the HR processing, when it starts, it depends on the candidate qualification and based on the experience. So some of the company give the trainings for the HR processing, which call the on-job training and on-job off-job. So basically, when I joined, that was my on-job training after completion of my MBA, which is in the textile field. So in the HR processing, it is company select the persons as per their qualification and experience based and as per their requirement. And
Let us hear a few words from Mr. Sharon Morgan about HR processing.
I'm an HR generalist. I advise the business on HR matters, so it could be anything from employee relations issues to helping the business get the best out of their people. One of the most fundamental parts of my role is helping others get the most out of themselves. And the way that I've done that is by using coaching skills. So the great things about HR are the variety that it offers. So you can go into a specialism if you want, like L&D or recruitment, or you can remain a generalist. It's also a fantastic skill to have because it means that you can move from industry to industry and work in all kinds of different industry areas. To be successful in HR, you need to be interested in business and you need to demonstrate that you understand business, particularly the area you're looking after. It's not as soft and fluffy as people think it is. You have to make tough decisions sometimes. My advice to anyone wanting to get into HR would be to really read and research about the profession. I'd go on the CIPD website and have a look there. I'd speak to as many people as possible to really understand what HR is all about. I think HR is often perceived as the kind of department that is responsible for forms and processes and box ticking. And HR really isn't about that at all, and a great HR department will be driven by a great leader and will really reach out into the business and be part of the business. It's not just a support function, it's actually adding value to the business.
Let's look about the view of planning and development by Mrs. Sina, HR Director.
HR stands for Human Resources and it's dealing with the people in a business. L&D is learning and development and it's all about training, coaching and getting people to be better at doing their jobs. Well, I'm Director of People, so I'm responsible for all the people who work for my company. Whether that's someone who is employed by us or someone who just comes and works for a few hours or a few days. And I look after them from the day they join the company until the day they leave. The best thing about my job is the variety, the fact that everything is different, every day is different, and I never know what's going to happen until it happens, and I love that. I got into my job completely by accident. I was working as a trainer in a company that sold training, and they asked me to look after the whole HR cycle of the company, and I did, and I've never looked back. For a job in HR, you need resilience, you need to be able to cope with difficult situations and stay calm in the face of difficult situations, and you need a sense of humour. In the future, I'm very happy to continue doing what I've been doing. I thoroughly enjoy the variety and the diversity of HR, and I can't honestly see me doing anything else.
Mr. Ganesha is now going to say about the recruitment and selection process at GTN Enterprises Limited.
recruitment and selection happened by the senior management of the it can be a HR head or the deputy HR. About the company recruitment, basically we go through with the media, which is the newspaper. We put the advertisement and then we get the lot many CVs through the emails. Also we give it to our placement agencies which have been tied up with us. After getting all the CVs together, we shortlisted as per the experience and our requirement, and also seeing the salary slabs of the employee and that particular post. So for that, once we get the CV, we shortlisted and then we call for the interview. And then after interview, we shortlisted the candidates. And then once we get the good candidates, we negotiate the salary and then we issue the appointment letters and then selection letter to them. And to get the before joining the employee, we get all the proof of the salaries and proof of all the certificates as well as the residential proofs and all the things.
Let's see how Apple recruits their employees.
Apple is always about pushing the envelope, about doing the best thing possible. And that's different from any company industry. A lot of companies, in terms of making it the highest quality or the most elegant, they will stop at some point because it's too hard. And Apple will never give up because it's too hard or it's impossible.
There's no company in the world where there's such a reverence for expertise.
You don't come to Apple unless you're really good at what you do. The reason you're here, the reason you were hired, is because you're at the top of your field or you have the potential to.
Now Mr. Ganesh, our HR of GTN Enterprise Limited, is going to say a few words about on-the-job training and off-the-job training at GTN Enterprise Limited.
About the on-job training is always a benefit because what you need to be get from your candidate, that can be trained to particularly to that person, and then we can get the output of our work, and that is always better because I also done the on-job training only when I was joined in the 2001 in this company. After completing my graduation textiles and diploma of designing. So that is I can see in the my also I got lot many things to learn here, and then I learned from this company, and then that's what I feel that ongoing job training is always better to get the result.
I would like to conclude this video by thanking few people. First of all, I would like to thank Mrs. Dr. A. Valarmadi, Director of VIMS, and I would like to thank Mr. Sundar Pandian, Associate Professor of VIMS, who guide us to take this video.
And I would like to thank Mr. Ganesh Chavan, HR of GTN Enterprises, Tirupur. Finally, thank our team members for the coordinations.